Hi, everybody. Welcome. Nice to be here again. Every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 o'clock Eastern, we'll be doing these live guided meditations for us to settle into the body, relax, sense into the experience, and recharge our minds. So, everything today is shared from the heart. It's not promoting anything. It's not selling anything. This is here to support you with your mindfulness practice. I'll be sharing all sorts of different kinds of guided meditations each week to practice a variety of ways to practice mindfulness. I'll be answering all of your questions live. So please feel free to write your questions or comments in the chat section. I think we're streaming to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook today. So please feel free to post your questions or comments in the chat section, and I will do my best to get through all of your questions and provide as much personalized support as I can. So if you have any questions about your own meditation practice, about anything that we practice together today, about mindfulness in general, maybe you have questions about how to deal with a certain situation in your life with mindfulness, with presence, please feel free to share anything that's coming up for you. And I'll review your comments and questions and provide as much support as I can here in this live video today. So it is Thursday, January 20th. It's 9:03 a.m. Pacific. I'm sitting here in Berkeley, California. My name is Sean Fargo. I'm the founder of Mindfulness Exercises. We share a lot of free mindfulness worksheets and guided meditation scripts and courses and videos. About 90% of what we create is free. So, and that's in line with today's session. It's completely free, just trying to help people with mindfulness and meditation. So my colleague, Jillian, is here to help moderate the chat sections, provide any support that she can provide as well. She's also a mindfulness teacher and embodiment coach. And so we're both here to support you with anything that you need around your mindfulness practice. So again, I'm in Berkeley, California. Love to hear where you are in the world right now, what country or city you're in. Also curious what your mindfulness experience is like. Whether you've been on retreat, whether you're new to the practice, whether you're a longtime practitioner, what kinds of meditations do you enjoy? I will be guiding different kinds of practices each Thursday, from loving kindness to compassion practice to body scans, mindfulness of breathing. We may explore some mindful eating at some point. Different ways of sensing into the body with this gentle awareness, this caring curiosity, mindfulness of sounds, mindfulness of different kinds of emotions, from the pleasant to the unpleasant. So we'll be exploring all sorts of different kinds of practices each Thursday. So So Courtney says that this is my new favorite practice or habit in 2022. That's great, Courtney. Um, Beautiful. Welcome. Um, Hemant says you're from Lawrence, Kansas. Very nice. I have a really, really good friend from Lawrence. Always wanted to go visit him there. Sophia on YouTube says that you're in Lisbon, Portugal, and that you're an MBSR teacher in training. Congratulations, Sophia. I'm a big fan of mindfulness-based stress reduction, and I'm really happy to hear that you're a teacher in training for that. That's great. Really helpful for a lot of people. So, as a gentle reminder, if there's anything in this meditation that feels too intense or too uncomfortable, please feel free to back off, pause the practice, and take good care of yourself. Please work within your window of tolerance, um, and bring a sense of care to yourself, sense of care to the body. Nothing that I'm sharing today is meant to force you to do anything or convince you of anything. It's simply a gentle invitation to sense into different aspects of your experience with a sense of care. Um, Johnny said, I love calming meditations, and this Thursday meditation brings me joy. Thank you, Johnny. I'm glad to hear that. I like calming meditations too. And I'm a big fan of these Thursday live streams. It's really fun to be live with you, welcome people to the practice, and get to know people each Thursday. Um, it's just really great to connect and sit with people from around the world and just support each other in this practice. So I'm really glad to hear that, Johnny. So again, if anyone wants to share where they are in the world, what kinds of practices you like doing, or if you have any questions whatsoever, any requests, please feel free to share that in the chat section. Again, we're on YouTube right now, LinkedIn, and Facebook right now. Um, is it Iwa or Ewa from the UK? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Razu said, good day, Sean from Ontario, Canada. My ongoing experience with MF mindfulness exercises is rewarding to me. Interaction via this session brings me joy too. Great. Yay for joy. um, I'm glad to hear about all this joy in the world. That's great. Thank you, Razu. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Uwa. Thank you, Sophia and Hemant, Courtney. Thank you, Jillian, for being here. So let's get started with a brief guided practice. So we'll be practicing just for a little bit. Good morning, Monica. So let's find a posture that feels relaxed and alert. Settling into the body. Sometimes it's nice to take a couple of deep breaths. Feel free to close your eyes gently or look downward to limit visual distractions if that feels safe and comfortable for you. Maybe softening the muscles around the eyes and the face. Feeling your feet on the ground or your body on the ground. Sensing into the body on the seat. And the points of contact of your body on whatever it's touching. Grounding into the body. Noticing physical sensations around the body. It's opening to what's here. Noticing sensations around the legs, or the belly as we're breathing. Physical sensations around the heart or the chest. Just noticing whatever's predominant that you can feel. This gentle awareness of the physical sensations. Now shifting our awareness to the face. Maybe softening any tension or tightness that we may notice. Inviting a sense of ease into the forehead, Noticing any tension around the eyebrows or the eyes. This gentle awareness, softening, inviting a sense of ease around the eyes. Allowing the cheeks and the jaw to relax. And opening the sensations around the skull and around the brain. There's a little bit of space in between the bone of the skull and the brain. Can we sense into this space? Notice if there's any tension or tightness there around the brain, under the forehead, crown, the back of the head. Seeing if we can soften a little bit around the brain, under the skull. Softening any tension. A sense of ease. This gentle awareness. Continually sensing around the brain, under the skull, under the forehead. Sensing into this part of the body, the sense of care for how it's actually feeling. Softening into these physical sensations. with this gentle awareness. And now softening all around the head, inviting a sense of ease around the brain, throughout the face, allowing the head to rest. Sometimes we can try curling up the lips a little bit into a little baby smile. Not forcing anything, but just inviting a little baby smile. Noticing how this impacts our experience. A simple sense of kindness for these sensations around the head. It's carrying awareness as we soften into this experience right here. Wishing ourselves well. Wishing ourselves the same sense of caring awareness of our experience. Face around our brain, around our head, and for the rest of the day. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths. Maybe feeling our feet on the ground, our body on the seat. Maybe wiggling your nose or your jaw, inviting a sense of lightness to the head and to the body. And slowly opening your eyes whenever you're ready. So curious, how was that for you? It's a type of meditation practice or a type of mindfulness practice that is not very common. Today we were grounding into the body, sensing into any predominant sensations in the body with this gentle, non-judgmental awareness. And then sensing into the face, maybe noticing any tension around the face, and inviting a sense of softness and presence with the sensations around the forehead and the eyes and the cheeks and the jaw. Yeah, and then sensing into the space between the skull and the brain. A lot of us carry tension around there, a little bit of tightness. Sometimes it can feel like swelling or fullness in that space. And so, can we notice that whether it's in the forehead or the crown or around the back? Just getting a sense for how that feels. And can we invite a sense of ease into that space? So we're not judging the tension if it's there. We're not trying to force anything. We're simply being present with the sensations and bringing this understanding of how it actually feels in this moment, and inviting a sense of like softening, a sense of ease, a sense of spaciousness in that area, and just staying with it, noticing how that area of the head is changing over time. And a lot of the times when we bring that sustain mindfulness to the head and around the brain, underneath the skull. A lot of the times we can notice a greater deal of presence in the moment and a sense of sort of relaxing in the head. Um, Not always, but oftentimes that's what happens. But I'm curious how that was for you. Uh, Mita from Facebook said it felt peaceful. Thank you. Looks like you're from Northampton in the UK. Welcome. Thank you for your comments. Um, Ewa, I'm really sorry for not knowing how to pronounce your name. On YouTube said thank you. Very interesting, focusing on the space between the skull and the brain. Yeah, it's not something that most people are used to. Something that I've been practicing a lot with, just at random parts of the day, just sensing. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of tension, maybe right here, here. Just noticing it and softening. Cherish said, I love to thank my entire head for what it does. Very nice. Yeah, our heads are busy. A lot going on with the face and the brain. Um, yeah, very grateful for everything it does for us. A lot of mindfulness practices focus on the body below the neck. And so, can we bring mindfulness to the neck and the head? Yeah. I'm very grateful for everything it does. Cherish said, thank you, Sean. Yeah, thank you, Cherish. Um, Someone here, I think they're in a Russian language. Sorry, I'm not able to read that, but welcome. Joni said, very relaxing. Razu said, awareness of the area of the brain is interesting experience. Yeah. Monica said, I like the after effects of the lightness, softness, and deeper parts of the head. Great when I do a lot of computer work during the day. Yeah, I agree. If, we're thinking a lot, maybe we're worrying or planning, um, analyzing. That can put a lot of stress on the brain if we don't find these moments to rest, to check in with the state of just being. Can we pause doing for a little bit to just check in? What is this experience like? Can I be present with the body, however it's feeling? How is the brain feeling? Thinking so much. So, not judging the brain, not judging the head, not judging ourselves. Although, if judgments arise, that's okay. But can we sense into this experience with this caring curiosity for how it actually feels? And we bring this gentle awareness to the sensations. Maybe there's a sense of heaviness or lightness, warmth or coolness, pleasantness or unpleasantness. Maybe we can sense into moisture or dryness. Um, Different kinds of visceral sensations. And can we welcome them with a sense of allowance, Maybe a sense of tenderness, gentle awareness. Sharon Salzberg talks a lot about gentle awareness. Jack Kornfield likes to use the phrase loving awareness. Ram Dass likes to say, or used to like to say, loving awareness. Caring curiosity. Gabor Mate likes compassionate inquiry. Just kind of checking in, seeing what's here. Yeah, but when we soften around the brain, soften around the muscles of the face, can be quite it's like a refuge a lot of the time, where we kind of discover this new way of being, this new sense of lightness. Like, oh yeah, feel a little bit more myself, a little bit more tuned in, maybe a little bit lighter. And oftentimes we can notice the arising of tension a little bit sooner, the arising of heat or compression, tension, tightness. Like, oh yeah, I notice it arising in the back of my forehead, around the eyes. Interesting. And so, if we want to understand our emotions, if we want to understand our mind, can we check in? Notice how it works. Notice the arising and passing away of experience as it's actually happening. So we're not trying to force an experience. We're not trying to change anything. We're simply opening to how the experience actually is, softening the judgments around it, opening to it with a sense of kindness or gentleness, tenderness. Curious what some of you thought about, like, curling up the lips a little bit into a little baby smile. What was that like? Did it change anything? Just a little gentle curl. Like, what does that experience feel like? Just that very simple curling up the lip of the lips. Thich Nhat Hanh, the famous Vietnamese Buddhist monk, will often extend that invitation to have just a little baby smile and see what that's like. He also invites us to walk as if we're kissing the earth with our feet. Johnny said it felt pleasant. Yeah. Oftentimes there's that little pleasant sensation of that gentle smile. Grupo Torre said, I never thought about thanking any body part. Thank you for bringing attention to it. Yeah. Our bodies do so much for us. Yeah. So thankful for the body, to the brain, and to the eyes, the forehead. Cherish said, bringing a gentle curl to my lips um, invited a friendly attitude to the experience. Yeah. Great. Courtney said the baby smile definitely helped to relax the face. I provided a sense of warmth. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes we'll do a little baby smile, and sometimes not much will happen, and that's okay. Sometimes we won't be in the mood to do that, and that's okay too. But oftentimes, when we bring a baby smile to the face, yeah, it brings us warmth and friendliness, sense of, yeah, kindness and relaxation. Thank you for sharing that, Courtney. Razu said, any guidance to remove the rumination of unwanted thoughts? Yeah, a lot of people ask this. Um, so if we're ruminating on something, um, there's several things we can try. But one, I would see if you can bring awareness to what kinds of thoughts you're having, whether they're thoughts about the future or the past. And if you're ruminating, you can kind of note the type of thought as, oh, future or past. You can kind of label it or note it as thought about the future. Oh, yeah, futuring, or like you can use the word planning or whatever the type of thought is, you can kind of condense it down into a note or a label, a descriptor of some kind. Um, and Sometimes that can be very helpful. Um, but, this practice of mindfulness, of sensing into the body, can be really helpful in the sense that we're establishing an anchor of our awareness in the body. We're anchoring into the physical sensations of what's actually happening. Um, Tingling, tightness, um, warmth, coolness, whatever the physical sensations are, can we bring this curiosity to how they're feeling? Whether it's in the bottoms of the feet or the knees or the belly, nostrils as we breathe, around the brain, just sensing into the physical sensations. If the ruminating thoughts keep happening, you can notice them, maybe sense into the emotional energy of them in the body, because these emotions live in the body. Different emotions have different physical manifestations. So we can kind of tend to the thoughts by sensing into their physical nature without judgment, without agenda, and just opening to how it feels. But regardless, just having a physical anchor in the body that we can bring curiosity to. That would be my main suggestion. Not to get lost in judgment of yourself or shame or anything like that. I'm just bringing this caring curiosity to how the body is feeling, without agenda or judgment. And if the judgment arises, then how does the judgment feel? And then come back to sensations of breathing or emotions or any predominant sensations in the body. So I hope that's helpful, Razu. Let me know what you think. On YouTube, there's someone named Your Next Chapter LLC. Says it immediately made me feel happier. Great, beautiful. I'm glad you have a happy chapter. Monica said, the tiny smile will help me to remember during the day to smile, especially when I meet other people. That's great, Monica. You have a beautiful smile, by the way. Great. Cherish said, bringing a slight smile to our face makes us realize how our emotional state dictates the types of thoughts that we have, and vice versa. The body mind connection is very powerful. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Our mind will impact the body, and our body will impact the mind. A lot of people think that the mind encapsulates the whole body. The mind is not just, the brain. The mind encapsulates our whole sensory apparatus. And I think that's an important distinction to explore. Um, it's not just a brain body connection, um, or a mind body duality, but does the mind encapsulate our whole sensory apparatus? Um, because this practice is not called brainfulness. This isn't headfulness. It's mindfulness. It's embodied presence, which includes heartfulness. Certain ancient wisdom traditions believe that the mind is actually around the heart. I think a lot of us in the West tend to associate the mind with the brain. I'm not able to define exactly what the mind is. If I could, um, then I'd probably be up for a Nobel Prize pretty soon. But, there's this gentle invitation to explore, like, what is the mind? Where is the mind? Who is the mind? And to, sense into this embodied presence with heart, with interest. I also invite people to explore, like, where is awareness? Are we bringing awareness from the brain to the belly, to the feet? Are we relating to the belly from the head? Or can we open to the awareness of the belly from the belly without relating to it from the head? Can we sense into the feet from the feet, opening to the awareness that's already there, accessing that into the foreground of our consciousness? So, just something to consider trying and seeing if that makes sense, if that feels interesting. But opening to the body from the body, opening to um, different sensations in the body, um, this embodied presence, Maybe allowing our brain and our head to rest a little bit and not feel like it's always in control or that it always has to figure out or visualize or analyze or get somewhere. And so part of this practice is surrendering to the moment, just kind of dropping everything and just sensing, noticing, opening, welcoming whatever's here, even if it's unpleasant. Allowing these sensations in the body to be here. Can we be with them? Can we allow them to intensify? Can we allow them to change? Can we allow them to stay? And notice how they're changing over time. And that can be scary sometimes. It can seem like it's the last thing we want to do or the last thing we should do. Oftentimes we will just want it to be better. I need to be feeling a different way. Can we drop the shoulds, drop the subtle judgments behind that, and open to what is with this gentle awareness and stay with it? And it's not always easy. But the more that we can do this with our own experience and our own emotions and our own sensations, the more we'll be able to do this with others, to meet others with this presence, this kindness, this acceptance, this compassion. It takes practice. And that's why we're here. I apologize if my puppy's barking in the background is distracting, but you know, meeting sounds for what they are without judgment is a part of the practice. You know, we can do things about it, but meeting this moment for what it is. Um, Not to be a doormat, but to also not react out of, anger and fear. So we have a few minutes left. If you have any questions or comments about what's been shared, um, more than anything, I just grateful to be practicing together. Even though I can't exactly see you, it's lovely to hear and see your comments and questions, and just know that we're practicing together. It takes a village. We need this support, this inspiration, this guidance, this togetherness. These simple reminders of what we already know. So, thank you, Johnny, for your comment. Um, Wonderful. Well, thank you, everyone, for coming today. I hope this has been helpful in some way. Next week, we'll do another guided practice, do something different. But I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. I wish you a sense of uh, gentle awareness of your experience for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for coming. All right. Be well, everybody. Take good care. Thank you, Monica.